I think the implication of my work and Mueller's work for American foreign policy is sometimes, and this is something I found with a lot of policymakers that's difficult to sort of grasp, sometimes the best response to foreign policy events like transnational terrorist attacks is really to do nothing, is really just to sort of treat it as a random event. Because if we look at a lot of data, we see that's sort of what it seems to be, is that it is a random event to a large extent. These aren't very frequent. These happen sort of sometimes. They kill sort of a random amount of people depending on how effective the attack was. But almost always they're designed by definition to provoke something. They're designed to instill fear. They're designed to provoke a counterstrike. They're designed to initiate conflict or social conflict. Like, I think it has been successful in the United States in initiating social conflict between, the Muslim minority and some of the majority. So that has been effective as far as what terrorists are trying to do. What I would say then that the policy implication is that we shouldn't elevate terrorism to the level that we do. Now, having said that, I realize that leaders have strategic incentives to do that. So that's a problem right there, is that if leaders have the strategic incentive to elevate terrorism to the level that it is, so they can then become heroes, they can then get reelected, they can then write books or whatever it is they do once they leave, that's the sort of problem right there. Because if we elevate it, then it has the potential to really escalate into things like civil wars or international wars and get really, really bad. So that's sort of our choke point that we really need to look at. But there's an incentive for leaders not to sort of do what we think is the optimal thing.